At the wrap party I got smashed and let my mouth run wild. Someone brought up Beverly's Adrian, and I sneered, him? Too old bad back. That same night I was gifted a front row seat on the trending tab. Sophie's such a green tea phony, clinging to Beverly's Adrian for headlines. Look in the mirror, someone like her could ever match Adrian? While I was still fuming over how I supposedly didn't measure up, Adrian pinned me inside my own house, my back's no good? One at the wrap party I drank too much and actually let my mouth run. Everything started out normal, then someone suddenly mentioned Beverly's Adrian. They say in this business, reaching Jordan's level is basically the summit. He's not just an Oscar winner, pretty much every rising star has to call him professor. On top of that, the guy's loaded, gorgeous, and connected. Amid the shower of praise, I was the only one who arched a scornful brow. Him? Too old bad back. Next morning, head throbbing, I stared at the trending tab in total bewilderment. And underneath, the comments were all venom. Sophie's such a green tea phony, clinging to Beverly's Adrian for headlines. Look in the mirror, someone like her could ever match Adrian? Beyond depressed, I was flat out furious. I've got talent and looks, why the hell wouldn't I be good enough for Jordan? While I was still stewing over how I supposedly didn't measure up, I opened the door and there stood the other half of the scandal himself, Beverly's Adrian. Glancing from my phone to the trending list, I held my breath. You're up? That's right. Not only am I good enough for Jordan, we're secretly married. Checked your phone? Jordan's voice gave nothing away. Watching him advance step by step, I panicked. I tried to look casual as I set the phone aside. Netizens have way too much free time. In this industry we basically have zero privacy. He didn't bother answering, just backed me into the sofa corner. My back's no good? I blinked in despair. If I claim I was drunk and talking nonsense, will he buy it? Is the missus dissatisfied with my performance? Seeing me stay silent, he finally spoke. I gingerly rubbed my own still aching lower back and shook my head fast. Jordan went quiet for about 3 beats, tone still low. Then you have a problem with me? Staring at the man inches away, I wanted to cry. Should I post a clarification on Twitter? Tell everyone my back works perfectly? Me. Wrong either way, what am I supposed to do? The air turned beyond awkward. I pinched my palm and squeezed 2 tears from the corner of my eye. Honey, I'd had a bit too much, I really didn't mean it. When he saw the tears his brows drew tighter, voice dropping another degree. Sophie, stop crying, or I'll demonstrate right here how fine my back is. I blinked. Brain misfiring, I actually choked the tears back. The second I realized what I'd done, my scalp prickled. My manager's almost downstairs. These past years Jordan's star had soared, his fan base is massive. If they found out we're married, I'd be blackened to ash before my career even caught fire. I fled downstairs, legs like jelly. The moment I slid into the car, Holly started her lecture. Sophie, brain short circuit? Want out of the industry? She bombarded me for several straight minutes. I managed a smile uglier than crying. Holly, is there really no coming back this time? Seeing me like that, she sighed in defeat. I must owe you in a past life. So Holly started dialing everyone to mop up my mess, while the studio's PR department scrambled to throttle last night's drunken clip. But it was already too late. Hopeless, I opened Twitter. Jordan's fans had flooded my page. The comments, predictably, were vile. For a nobody like me to tangle with a mega winner like Jordan, of course the world assumed I was leeching off his heat. Reading those lines, my anger cooled into silence. Truthfully, the gap between us keeps widening, no matter how hard I try, his height feels unreachable. I'd finally landed a small web series and survived till rap then ruined everything myself. Holly sighed at my slump and offered a few consoling words. I just smiled calmly. I'm fine and every cloud has a silver lining, my follower count doubled. Actually, the trolls are right. We debuted around the same time, yet even if he does nothing he outshines me by miles. Originally I planned to follow Holly's advice and make my own way, slap the sneer off everyone who looked down on me. Now it feels like I've torched that plan. 2 After muting my phone, I slipped back into what looked like a normal work rhythm. 5 days later Holly burst into my livestream clutching a thick script. Cut the stream. I got you a gig. Staring at the hefty stack she shoved at me, I was still foggy. Then I exhaled. Forget it, it's probably another walk-on. I'd rather keep livestreaming for grocery money. She paused, dead serious. Modern drama, 3rd female lead scenes opposite both leads. Could be your turnaround shot. When she pressed the script into my hands, I stayed dazed for a beat then blurted, I'll take it. Any chance, however slim, is one I can't throw away. This time I'll prove Sophie is nobody's inferior. Seeing me fired up, Holly looked relieved. I pulled an all-nighter, read the script cover to cover, then scoured the internet for every scrap of background material. Finally I told her, I need swimming lessons. If I'm going all in, I'll nail every detail. The role has loads of pool scenes, using a stunt double will blunt the impact. Holly frowned. Can you handle it? When I was a kid I nearly drowned in a river, water terrifies me. But when I nodded, her own resolve kicked in. I'll line up the best coach in town. No need. I coughed. I'll find the right person myself. Realizing what I'd said, Holly smirked. True, your hubby would never let you parade around in a suit in front of strangers. I stonewalled, refusing to admit anything. She winced in mock pain. Relax, married PDA never hurt anyone. Plus, your man is the male lead, extra tutoring on set can only help. That was when I lost my cool. What did you just say? My manager repeated it again, flatly. Jordan is the male lead of this show. I wanted to cry. Can I still back out now? My manager, what do you think? Me. Fine. I had a premonition the next stretch of days would be miserable. After dinner Jordan appeared in boxer swim briefs, upper body carved and gleaming. Ready? I'd just walked out of the kitchen, totally blank. What? He frowned, crisp and clipped. Swimming lessons. Just like that, no context, no warning. I went to change into my suit. When I reached the pool he was already slicing through the water like he owned it. I wanted to tunnel into the tiles. Sure, we're married, but broad daylight, this much bare skin, my circuits were frying. Somebody save me? I stood at the edge, squirming. He climbed out and stalked over. Seeing my face, he frowned again and started reciting the warm-up moves you're supposed to do before getting in. My mind wandered, sketching a messy montage of totally unrelated images. The price of daydreaming, the instant I hit the water my calf cramped. To a landlubber like me, that equaled instant panic. I flailed, slapping the surface. Help dash. In the chaos I swallowed half the pool. Just as I thought I was about to become a cautionary tale, Jordan fished me out like a soggy chick. He looked down at me, voice flat. Maybe skip the lesson? I shook my head hard. No. I've made up my mind. I am going to smash everyone's low opinion of me with my own effort. Jordan studied me in silence, gaze cool. From the moment we started, have you heard a single word I said? Me, at this rate you're calling it studying hard? His severity stunned me. In my memory Jordan was always ice to the world but fire to me. I'd gotten used to special treatment. Now those eyes were winter. My mind went white. After an eternity he gave a soft snort. Sophie, how many people in this world will pay for your whim of the moment? Name one thing you reap without sowing. All these years of mediocrity, none of it your fault? His half-smile was the warning sign I recognized as anger. I opened my mouth, but he'd already turned away. Map out your life. Decide what road you actually want. That night I couldn't sleep. The next morning I called my manager. Holly, I want out of this project. She gave me a level look, as if the reason already sat between us. You signed the contract. My scalp prickled while I tried to explain. She only smiled a small, tired smile. Hollywood is huge and microscopic. You think the names topping the marquees got there on looks alone? They hustled in places you never saw. Maybe I coddled you. Fine, starting now, you make your own calls. Do whatever you want. I hadn't expected one sentence to blow her fuse, yet she was the one who most wanted me to win. Maybe it was finally time to pull myself together and stop disappointing the people who cared. Trembling, I tracked Jordan down and told him my resolution. He pressed his lips, then said, "That's the woman I married." Me. Why does that cheesy line sound weirder coming from him? Day one of filming, I was a walking panic attack. I spotted Jordan in the crowd at once, black and white suit, face set in trademark chill while the director talked. Pretty people really do glow without trying. When he felt my stare, he looked up. Our gazes collided for several seconds before I jerked away. The first few days we had no shared scenes, we shot on separate sound stages. Maybe because I hungered too hard for the break, even though I'd memorized every line, my performance was garbage. The director's patience thinned, I took roast after roast on set. Determined to grind it out, I came home, script glued to my hands. After years of bit-part period web dramas, my acting habits had ossified, this contemporary piece demanded real life. I needed to reboot. I'd been back in my room about 10 minutes when the door opened. Instinctively I detoured around Jordan. "I'll go to the study." The tall frame in the doorway didn't budge. "Me? Here to pick another fight?" I cleared my throat, desperate for calm. "You sleep first, I want to run lines." I tried to slide past again. Jordan blocked the gap, again. After the third zigzag I lost it. "What are you doing?" His voice stayed mild. "What do you think?" I replayed the options, then hugged myself in horror. I have principles, okay? Work first, work first." He kept staring, wordless. I screwed up my courage and puckered like a kid bargaining for candy. "Fine, one kiss, then you go to bed." Even I heard how infantile it sounded. Finally he spoke, tone still even. "No scene partner. You sure you'll find the emotion alone?" Mortification engulfed me. "You want to run lines? What else would the wife imagine?" He stepped closer, I swallowed hard. Exactly what I thought, line running, yep. No way would I admit where my brain had detoured. With Jordan feeding me cues, the texture of the scene finally surfaced. "So the beat lands here. Pivot, but don't pause longer than half a second." Sure enough, thanks to his crash course, the next day's shoot sailed. The same director who'd scorched me now tossed praise, especially after the water scene. Amid all the applause, I'll confess, I felt a flicker of pride. The weather was lousy. A fine drizzle had just stopped, and the clamor of the film set mingled with the leftover patter of rain, turning the air even stickier. I glanced down at my long-sleeved dress and felt black lines slide down my face. "Little fan for you." While fanning herself, my manager handed me a fully charged pocket fan. Actors shoot summer scenes in winter all the time. I looked over at the leading lady in her white tee and cut-off jeans and had nothing to say. When my manager caught my stare, her temper flared, she squared up to wardrobe right away. "Everyone else gets short sleeves, why is our girl wrapped like a dumpling? You've got it in for us, huh?" Wardrobe looked down their noses at her. "This is literally the last piece. Wear it or don't. It's just a shoot, why so dramatic?" "You people dash." My manager's comeback was cut off by a cool voice that sliced through the air. "Ugly." It was Adrian. He flicked a glance at the wardrobe head. "This is the standard now? Want me to go public with it, or will you fix it yourselves?" One word from an A-lister like Adrian and wardrobe went white. We were just saying the dress feels off-season. We'll get a replacement right away." I met Adrian's eyes and started to smile my thanks, but he simply walked past the crowd without a second glance. Even my manager jabbed my ribs, muttering, "Why's your man such an iceberg?" I laughed it off. We agreed no going public, so of course he has to play distant. Still, seeing that cold shoulder stung more than it should. I was the one who'd asked for the secret marriage, I had no right to feel hurt. Then my account got hacked. My manager called to break the news. Probably because my profile was too transparent, the scammer didn't know who I really was, he simply used my handle to borrow cash from friends. 10 pals had already been conned. To stop the bleeding, my manager stayed up all night recovering the account, then went to the police and paid all 10 back out of my pocket. Thanks to that crook, I logged into QQ for the first time in days. A wall of recent chats made my heart race. I scrolled through, checking the amounts, until one blindingly bold contact name snagged my eye, Adrian husband. But the disaster wasn't over. The bastard had screenshotted every last chat and dumped them online. Opening Twitter, I stared at my own message, "Hubby, you there? Spot me some cash." When I saw Adrian had instantly wired 100 grand, I wanted to die. Not just for the money, everything was out. Within minutes the hashtag #AdrianSecretMarriage detonated on the trending tab. My mind tangled as I stared at the screen. The marriage I'd guarded so carefully was ruined by an everyday account hack. Now the whole internet was hunting for the owner of that QQ. Worse, netizens already had a suspect, someone on our film set. The smoking gun? A few days earlier I'd QQ vented to Adrian about costumes. "Thanks to you I finally got season-appropriate clothes or I'd roast." Wardrobe on We're All Fine must be run by my anti-fans. After some deep digging, fans decided the heroine of the show, Jade, fit the bill. Only someone as perfect as Jade deserves my king. No wonder they signed on together, they're obviously tight. Reading those comments, I went mute. They were right. Stand me next to Adrian and no one would dream I'm his wife, the gap really is that wide. Online, the fever kept spreading. Even on set people teased Adrian and Jade between takes. "Look, your wife's studying her script alone, go run lines with her. Everyone knows you're a couple now, no need to hide it from us." I was sinking into my character when those asides reached me, I couldn't help glancing over. The makeup artist beside me sighed, a husband and wife hustling together for their future, so gorgeous, so inspiring. Don't you think? I could only nod. Yeah. She turned back to gossip about Adrian and Jade. I was about to chime in when my phone on the table vibrated. Caller ID, "Hubby." My lashes fluttered guiltily as I picked up. "I sent you boba tea," his deep, velvet voice said, sending a shiver through me. I blurted a quick okay, and hung up. Adrian's manager delivered the drink in person. The chatterbox crew around me fell silent at the sight of that single cup. Finally the makeup girl asked carefully, "Is there boba for everyone else?" Luckily Adrian's manager is as frosty as he is, she didn't even answer. The moment she left, I became the target. The makeup artist voiced what everyone wondered, "Sophie, how come you're the only one who got boba?" Suddenly the tea in my hand lost its sweetness. "Want me to order more for everyone?" Someone cut in, "Maybe he's just being nice to the rookie. His secret wife's already exposed, don't read into it." That bought me a temporary reprieve, yet a weird heaviness settled in my chest. Everyone believed Adrian and Jade were a pair. As for my drunken quip about Adrian's lousy back, the internet magnified it into a crime. I was buried under a landslide of hate. Even my manager threw up her hands. "Just go public." I almost cried. "If they find out his wife is me, I'll be shredded and Adrian will sink with me." Back home Adrian acted like nothing happened. I studied his face, guilt pricking me. "What do you think of the uproar?" He pressed his lips. "You don't care, so why should I?" I tried to explain. "Rumors with an A-list starlet hurt you less than rumors with a nobody like me." He simply stared, said nothing, then turned and walked to his study. Watching him go, I stood frozen. Wait, he's mad? I'm the one being roasted, I'm the one watching him shipped with someone else, shouldn't I be the angry one? Then the film set's rigging failed. Adrian plunged from a 2-meter platform. When I heard, my mind went blank. I bolted straight to his soundstage. Pushing through the swarm surrounding him, my palms were slick with cold sweat. Did anyone call an ambulance? Jordan's dark eyes locked on mine. He lifted a hand and brushed my cheek, his voice warm. Silly girl, I am fine. At that, every wall I'd built crumbled, and I burst into loud sobs. The entire room froze. Was it really okay to cling to my secret husband and cry like this? And why was Jade, of all people, watching the drama unfold with cool detachment? I scurried about the set until the ambulance arrived, still crying and begging to ride along. I'm fine, Jordan said quietly. Stay on set like a good girl. Don't make me worry. Only then did I give in, pulling my gaze back, hollow and dazed. That night, Jordan's on-set accident dominated every entertainment headline. Right up there with him was, me. A photo of me sobbing in Jordan's arms had already hit the internet. At first everyone trashed me, only I could try to leech off a disaster for clout. Asterisk, could she sink any lower? Asterisk soon, though, doubts surfaced. Didn't Sophie have that childhood trauma? Isn't she terrified of water? Word is she filmed all the swimming scenes herself this time. Someone this shameless probably planted those rumors herself. New pap shots, Jordan and Sophie live in the same gated complex. The feeds exploded, but most tweets still at Jade, urging the star to crush the husband-stealing skank. Jade never posted a word, which only made her look loftier, too classy to swat a gnat like me. I'd been roasted before. I'd planned to ignore it and worry instead about Jordan in the hospital. I stewed chicken broth all night and drove it over only to watch Jordan himself open the car door for Jade. In all our hidden marriage he'd rarely shown such care. Meeting the right woman, I guess, finally made him gentle. The online taunts replayed in my head, my nose stung, and I couldn't hold back the tears. Back home I burrowed under the quilt. When I next wiped my nose and checked the clock, it was nearly dawn. No one had come home. He probably thinks trash like me isn't worth coming back to. A message from him blinked on my phone, asterisk discharged. Swamped today. Crashing at my manager's, don't wait up. Asterisk, how long had they been together? I didn't dare wonder. First time I catch them, and he already stays out all night. I exhaled and didn't reply. All my worry suddenly felt ridiculous. I took a long, hot shower, forcing the mess from my mind. He was off having fun, why should I rot at home alone? Acting pathetic would make me the biggest fool alive. Yet I barely slept. The next morning, sporting panda eyes, I opened the door to leave and nearly collided with Jordan, still dusty from the road. He frowned. Heading out? I smiled. Work waits for no one. An unfamiliar perfume clung to him, impossible to ignore. Looking at that usual cool mask, I felt rage flare. Adrian, enjoy your night? I met his gaze, ice in my voice, then stepped past him. Sterling so considerate, she'd never mock your lousy back like I do. I almost never call him Adrian in front of outsiders, only when fury scorches my last nerve. 2 steps away, I whipped back, still unsatisfied. Everyone says I don't deserve you. Did it ever occur to them you might not deserve me? Who kept the home fires burning so the other could chase stardom without distraction? I spun to leave in triumph, only to be swept off my feet and carried back inside. Jordan, put me down. What are you doing? His face was stone cold as he kicked the door shut and threw me on the bed. The thought that he smelled of another woman sickened me. If you believe every foul comment online, why are you holding me now? He pinned me beneath him, lips pressed tight. Because I didn't come home last night? I shook my head. Overthinking. I tried to wriggle free, but he dropped full length on the mattress, suddenly more lost than I'd ever seen him. I never said the trolls were right. And the only judge of my back is you. He gripped my chin. Sophie, is there nothing about me you trust? Pain lanced through me. Maybe it wasn't distrust so much as escape. Deep down those voices agreed, I was beneath this king of Hollywood. I shoved him off, hard. Rather than grilling me, ask yourself what you've done. While he hesitated, I bolted. 7 They say when romance crumbles, career soars. The series premiered and exploded. My supporting role lodged in viewers' hearts. After years of anonymity, people finally knew my name. I could at last reward Holly, who'd sacrificed so much for me. I poured every ounce into work, pulling consecutive all-nighters and crashing at her place to stay sharp. Riding the heat, I landed my very first leading role, but at the final contract signing, Jordan occupied the chair marked male lead. I blinked. I whispered to my manager, "My tiny resume can share a set with a megastar?" She answered, stone serious, "With Jordan attached, this show trends before it shoots. That's our ticket to the A-list." I was still sulking. I'll reach tier 1 without propping from Jordan. When I raised my gaze, I met Jordan's burning stare. The money guys were right there, no backing out. I forced a smile. Never dreamed I'd work with top-tier royalty again. He kept watching me. I went full acid tongue. "For me it's an honor, but for a titan like you, I'm probably a career stain, right?" Under the table my manager kicked my shin. "Sorry, Sophie's great at everything except thinking before she speaks." "No problem." Jordan looked straight at me. "Lane is exactly my type. I believe this collaboration will be pleasant." Now even the money man beside us sensed something off. "You two know each other?" I was about to deny it when Jordan answered first. "Lane is what my dream girl looks like." His line left endless room for speculation yet made it awkward to press further. Even the investor had no right to pry, he could only nod with meaning. "Looks like I cast the right people. Just like that we both signed the contracts." I kept my eyes down, fighting to look normal, but my heart pounded. Part of me was ecstatic at last I was the official female lead, another part couldn't believe my male lead was Jordan. Under my manager's strict orders I went home that night. Jordan seemed to know I'd come, he'd cooked an entire table of dishes. I knew I couldn't hide anymore. "Everything you love, see how my skills measure up?" I exhaled the stale air in my chest and sat opposite him. I had to admit Jordan rarely cooks, yet he's terrific. I lost control and ate way too much. After the meal I gripped my chopsticks so hard my fingertips whitened. "Thanks, for the contract." "Thank me?" The man's dark eyes shone with gravity. "Sophie, this time I did nothing. You earned it yourself." I was startled. His gaze burned, I awkwardly looked away. "You didn't pull any strings?" After a low sound his voice dropped. "Move back in, okay?" I went to Jade's place only to ask her to help clarify things online. "You've never wanted to go public with us, so hiding you was my fault." "I'm sorry." The silence felt suffocating. I couldn't name what I felt. Maybe I'd never really doubted him, I'd kept my distance mostly out of insecurity. But that insecurity was cracking, because Jordan had let me grow on my own. My nose stung, my voice shrank. I was too willful. "Sorry." I knew better than anyone this man loved me to the bone enough to set aside his pride just to give me room. The moment I spoke, the ever-lofty man choked up in front of me. I didn't dare lift my head, tears slid down anyway. That same night Jade posted on Twitter to clear the air. Statement: "Boss and I are only friends." Say stuff like that and the lady of his house might get jealous. After her clarification, wild chatter about Jordan's wife flared again. My past antics rocketed back onto the trending tab. Netizens tossed bold guesses. "OMG, no way, it couldn't be that clout-chasing Sophie?" "Now that you mention it, I swear I saw Sophie and Jordan wearing the same bracelet. They even have matching outfits. Crap, they've been low-key flaunting love in front of us the whole time." Plus our drama premiered, and all the sugary on-screen moments fed the shippers. Before we posted a thing, sleuthing fans had just about dug everything up. On the way home the more I thought, the fishier it felt. I randomly steered to a deserted stretch of riverside, slammed the brakes, and stared at him. What are these secret love displays the netizens keep talking about? Usually I'm pretty zen, only stuff I truly love do I buy myself. Most of the things were gifts from Jordan. I just never realized they were allegedly couples' items. Jordan almost kissed the windshield from the stop. You liked every single piece when I gave it to you. Through gritted teeth I said, that's not the point. He paused, looking vaguely wronged. You won't let me acknowledge our marriage, can't I at least match items? Beverly Adrian giving me that look any heart would melt. I was stumped, forgetting every bottom line, and muddled my way into agreement. But that means I was set up. I still felt aggrieved. Jordan cried foul. My wife refuses to wear matching things. Heartbroken here. Me, your fanbase know you act like this? Doesn't this wreck your Beverly Adrian brand? Since my lady's so mad, I guess you won't accept my gift either. He reached into the glove box and pulled out a perfume box. When the scent hit my nose I blanked. It was exactly what I'd smelled on him that day. A thick wave of guilt washed over me. Fine, the man truly knows how to buy goodwill. I pouted. You're my male lead now, we'll see each other daily. What can I possibly do to you? Whatever happens, from today on I can hold my head high and tell everyone, I'm the secret wife of Beverly Adrian. Extra #1 second year of marriage, we welcomed our first baby. Right before delivery I uncovered a secret one Jordan had hidden hard. Through clenched teeth I said, convenient that we just happened to land the same show's leads? No wonder Hollywood felt tiny. The original male lead had been yanked. My husband hijacked the part. I narrowed my eyes. Unveiling us bit by bit was your scheme, wasn't it? Jordan blinked innocently. Careful, honey, our baby. Still furious, I snapped, cut the fluff. He looked shifty. Back then you fought with me and refused to meet drastic measures. Don't worry, I got the other actor a different gig, no corner was truly cut. Me, professional of you. After a brief daze I was back to bristling. Out with it. What else are you hiding? He coughed, guilty. The posts that finally exposed us? I paid someone to release them. I couldn't take it anymore, I grabbed his arm and bit him. You're on the couch tonight. Thanks for listening to today's story. If you liked this video, please hit like and share it with friends. We look forward to your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more great stories. See you next time.